What's up, Sparkman family? It's your boy Sparkman, and today we're discussing whether or not a collector rare is worth investing in. Now, before we get to the video, I want to shout out two of my sponsors, that being Mana Grading and Collectibles, which is an awesome grading company that uses AI for accurate grading, and my other sponsor as well is Chainlink, which is also a company that makes premium gaming accessories, not just from playmats, but also field centers and even t-shirts as well, with other things to come along the lines as well. Now, if you want to use Chainlink and shop their products, make sure you use my code SPARKMAN10 for 10% off. And if you want to grade with Mana Grading Collectibles, make sure you use my code SPARKMAN for 20% off. Now, let's get right back to the video. So the question being asked today, are collector rares worth investing in? Honestly, it is a very tough question to answer because it is a very volatile market when it comes to collector rares. Not to say that this rarity is not a good rarity, because I absolutely think it's beautiful. It is. Getting to actually see a collector rare for the first time in person only a few weeks ago, not to say I haven't seen one like up close and anything like that, but getting to actually hold one, finally actually hold one, and that being Stardust Dragon, and actually raise it in the sun and could see how beautiful it really is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a really cool rarity, but there are so many better rarities out there, with it being ultimate rares, ghost rares, starlight rares, even core century rares. People are debating whether it's better than a collector rare at this point, but it's tough to say whether or not collector rare is worth investing in because of how volatile that market is. But what I will say is that there are opportunities for you to invest in certain things in a collector rare market. Now, if we're talking from a meta standpoint, I don't think that meta cards are worth investing in when it comes to collector rares. Not because they are gonna fall off because of multiple reprints, because that's not what I'm talking about. When a meta card is really relevant in the meta, Konami tends to favor printing those cards in higher rarity upgrades so people can play it in their decks and pay for those packs and everything like that, with it being an OTS pack maybe, or even a Starlight rare in another main set, or even a core century rare, or wherever it may be. And like I said, I'm not saying collector rare is worth a core century rare, but to each their own, that have their opinion on what rarity they like more, right? Some people like collector rares more than anything else. It could be their number one. Others, they don't even count it as a high rarity upgrade for their deck. So, a lot of people have different opinions on certain rarities. So just keep that in mind as well. And the market for a collector rare recently, if we're taking a look at the trends of the collector rare, they have not done well. They've actually been decreasing a lot, and it's actually get to the point where people are shelling off their collector rares because they don't see the value in them. Now, personally, if we're looking at it from a nostalgic standpoint and fan favorite cards, cards like Stardust Dragon, for example, would do very well, even though it would be considered maybe a tier 4 collector rare, tier 4 rarity in its art, right? Because we have a Stardust Starlight, we have a Stardust Ghost, we have a Stardust Ultimate Rare, and all those three, I mean, personally, if you're asking me at least, I would take that over a collector rare, even though I love how the collector rare looks. But I mean, Ultimate Rare, Ghost Rare, Starlight, I mean, hard to pick a collector rare over those for me at least. But again, there are amazing collector rares that are worth investing in. Stardust Dragon is being one of them because it is a fan favorite. Now, if we're talking about Purelees and all these things, for example, or Rescue Ace or Labyrinth cards, these cards will not be doing well in the long term in the collector rare market, because they either might get high rarity upgrades, or these cards might just fall off and no one will really care to play with them. Add them to your collection, sure, maybe, but will they go up? I don't think so. I think these types of cards would probably go down, if anything. Drone Lockbird is actually a pretty good card. I think it'll always be a stable card unless it's banned. But for the most part, I think this will definitely see a stable part in the market. But it does have an ultimate rare as well. So, that's the other part to it. It's that even though that the collector rare is a nice rarity upgrade, there is a higher rarity out there in the ultimate rare that people probably prefer in their decks. But again, not to say that this card won't do well long term. It may do well because, again, ultimate rare and collector rare, they're they're almost right there for the most part in terms of what people like, but it's a hard thing to say that this card will see a dramatic increase in price. We can move on and look at some of these other cards as well, but as you can see, the collector rare market is pretty low out there. They definitely haven't hit home with a lot of people. So you can see that the only card really worth anything in terms of this set is Rite of Amarr, and again, that's a meta card, and that will probably fall off as well. You know, if we look at King's Court, I think Reinforcement of the Army is actually a really good investment. Rivalry of the Warlords is actually a pretty decent, you know, investment as well. Number F0, it's up there for debates whether this will be worth the investment. I definitely don't think it will, because it has an ultimate rare copy. If I believe so, but I just don't think that this will probably be more of the people will gravitate to in terms of collector rare as well. So you have to look at it from that standpoint. You have to look at what people will think long term as well, not just from your standpoint what you believe in, but what other people will believe as well. I know that's hard to picture and see, because you know everyone looks at things differently, but you also have to try your best to be not biased about your opinion here. You have to look at people's opinion, whether it be fan favorite cards, trade in. Pretty good collector rare to invest in at $70. Maybe wait a little bit, maybe it'll go down, but definitely I think long-term trading can be a good investment. Skullmeister, up for debate. Snake Rain, you know, up for debate. Nightmare Phoenix, again, pretty decent link card, but then you have like the Evil Twin cards, and if this is the only upgrade that Evil Twin gets, then sure, probably maybe a good investment. I mean, I will say certain deck cores, if they have the only rarity upgrade in collector rares, 100% they might actually do well, because that is their only upgrade, right? So they might. So again, it's a hard thing to judge. Now the other thing I want to talk about is whether or not a seal booster box can do well in the investment opportunity here. I think sealed in general will always do well. Now, will it move the needle like you want it to? Like, will it be 1 year $50 and then 5 years later be $130? You know, it depends. It depends if they stop making collector rares. It depends if they make too many collector rares and then the market becomes oversaturated with collector rares. It really does depend, right? So sealed value with certain things can be well. I think Toon Chaos is an amazing investment. It will be a slow move for years to come, but it'll definitely be moving the needle for sure. Other collector rare sets, you know, it'll be a very, very slow opportunity to see those that needle be moving. So I mean, you have here Wild Survivor at $44. So I mean, one of the collector rare boxes that probably, you know, it's a hard thing to see yourself investing in. Maze of Memories, I think we're on the second page here for some reason. I apologize for that. But, no, Maze of Memories is a pretty good set. I will say that much. Is it worth investing in long term? Maybe, because there are some pretty nice artworks in here. I will say that people are underestimating and undervaluing. So, maybe. Maybe. But to answer your question, is collector rares worth investing in? I want to say yes, depending if it's going to be a nostalgic card you're investing in. If it's not, then I don't think so. If it's a deck core that has the only rarity upgrade as a collector rare, yes. Other than that, no. So you should keep that all in mind as well. But also, if it is a meta type of deck, you'll probably have your upgrades in other sets, whether it be OTS packs or just Starlight rares or anything other upgrades like that Konami tends to come out with. So, you know, keep all that in mind when you do invest in collector rares. But I will say nostalgia cards tend to do really well in any rarity. But depending on the nostalgia card as well, it has to be more of a fan favorite nostalgia card as well. So again, don't be biased when you're investing in cards. Try to put that aside and try to look at the whole landscape of things as well. So I hope this helps you guys. And from yours truly, Sparkman. I will catch you in the next one. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and peace out, YouTube.
I give my all, hey, just to save you, I give all of me.